Welcome back to Captain of Industry. My name is Nilaus, and we are here back in our glorious little base. And I built some new additions because, well, I had to. So what we have here is a nice outpost of iron. It's actually technically on the second island, but the two islands have grown together thanks to our excessive stone droppings here, stone landfill, rock landfill. And this train will then happily take us all the way back. So we're going to be riding us back to the original base. So we've also built the unload station. So what we're going to do today is we're going to do the start of the end, you could say. That is, we are going to launch a rocket and we're going to start it on the space station. So that's not the end of the game, not anymore at least. If we look at here, where we can see that launching a rocket is actually sort of here. No, actually here. So launching a rocket is very early, and we are already sort of bypassing it a little bit, working our way here. So it's time to do that. But in order for us to do that, we need to make some panels, and panels require aluminum. Yep. We're going to make some aluminum today. So I'm going to build it here, but I'm not going to design it here. But the idea is that we will have it at this point. So we'll basically be starting by having like a big box right there, and then sort of working our way there. So this is going to be our design space. I will be doing it like this. So this will be our aluminium. Good. So this no aluminium starts with bauxite. So let's find bauxite and start working from there. So we're going to take bauxite here and we are going to crush it. So let's crush. That starts over on this end. We are going to crush there. This will be crushing bauxite. No, that's not bauxite. It's right there. So 72. Let's get a little bit more of this here and there. So this is 144, 288. So that is what we want. So now let's have a look at when we get this. What can we use this? We can get in a chemical plant and we can use 72. So that's at ratio plus some brine. Okay. And that gets hydrated alumina and some red mud. Red mud is junk, but it's a weird junk because we can either pour it in the water, that's a lot of pollution. We can use seawater and lime to get some slag, or we can get seawater, acid, lime, and then we get less slag, but we now also get some iron ore crushed, and this is so weird for me. So I don't like this. First of all, I don't like having iron ore crushed because it's not easy to, even with the iron ore crushed, I still need to combine it with other things in order to get good ratios of things. So not great. And therefore I'm just going to do seawater. That's easy. Also acid, not so easy to get. I mean, there's sulfur plus water, but then we have to get water, clean water. And yeah, you know, I'm going to do this. So we get a lot of slag. Slag is something we can convert into sour water. So that's great. So this I'm happy with. Let's go back, and then we have the illuminated height. We'll just do this one first. So we need one of these for each. That's the one. And oops, here, and here. That's the ratio. Then we are going to look at the hydrated alumina. That can be converted to different things. It's some fuel gas or some hydrogen. I'm thinking I'm going to take the fuel gas because we have that in abundance. That gets from 36 to 24. So that's this one. Let's set the recipe. That is, oh, it's a rotary kiln. Okay, cool. This one. And that's also again at ratio, but this needs fuel gas. Okay, so fuel gas comes in and brine comes in. We'll get brine from the water. That's kind of where it comes from. And we'll have a box here. We'll just kind of track the inbound boxes. That is not it. Fuel gas. This one, nope. This one, nope. This one, yeah, that one. Then we get some CO2. We're just gonna junk that, and then we take some alumina, which gets into liquid alumina in one of these, and they are also at ratio. Very convenient. Yeah, so much for starting this design here. There, each of these. And this produces 24, and this consumes 24 and gets 24 molten alumina out, which will just be made in a normal caster, which is also at ratio. So let's get this one, alumina. So this build here will now give us 96 alumina per minute. which is definitely enough. 48, probably not enough, but let's get this one. Only thing we have inbound for this. Oh, is also we have some. This one we need some graphite. That'll be around here. So we need graphite inbound. And then we have to remember that we also have this part, which needs a settling tank to settle this. This settling tank is, we're going to use this, 18, 36. So if I have 4 of these, then I need 8 of this. Ouch, that's a lot. That's 2, and that's 4, and there. So what does this need inbound? This needs water, seawater, fine. It has limestone out. Okay, cool. So that's another thing inbound here. Some limestone we have to wrangle all the way in. There. So actually, it's not that many things. And if I do this, then we need seawater coming in, then we turn into brine. We need seawater coming in, that needs to turn into, well, stay as seawater. This brine here, I will do that in a heated evaporation thingy. That one. This will produce 48, and this is 24. Okay, so I just need 2 of these. Good, 2 of these, and that gets there. So that's water. This is about 200 water, and then another 8 by 8. That's 64 water. And then I'll also need to have like a giant box of outbound here. This will be for the slag. I'm gonna put that as a big box because I am producing quite a lot of slag. Is it gonna be like this, or should I do it like this? I could do it like this, right? So that it will, you're gonna come in here, you're gonna come in here, and the slag is going out here and then getting out next to that one. Yeah, that seems reasonable. And then the only thing we need other than that, seawater in, brine out. Right, let's hack away at it. And look at this glorious location here. Oof, there are a lot of things is going on. So let's see what we get. We start from here. We get some seawater in. We get more seawater in. We get more stuff in here. And I've also added a new one here. This one is intended to go all the way over to our production here, because we were running out of brine because I previously got it all the way from down here, but now I have built a new ramp. We did that last time so that we can get the seawater in here eventually. No, not really, not yet. We need to get all of this as well, so maybe it is just time to just hook up the whole thing. There we go, so we can get all the stuff inbound. So we have out here, we have like this road, it fits quite nicely, and then we take the slag out here and put it into this big box. Yeah, this will just be, well, if it's full, we have a big problem. Stack a ton of this dump, is that true? Yeah, this is actually, for once, it's true. That is going away there, and we spent the 2.5 to reclaim all of that. So we don't have to pick it up, and that is gone. Then the good news with this is that it actually needs here, and you need that one needs to go out. So what I'm going to do now is I will simply here just send it into the next one. So now we have a full one into that, a full one into that, and then these two are sharing and these two are sharing. So gradually we'll fill it up from this side. This one I'll just also take out because that's easier. All right, so what are we missing? We don't have the aluminum yet. We have enough of this, and we're also getting the limestone. Limestone comes really far away. Ugh, man, I hate these conditions here where they are. When building, they always try to bring stuff in manually. Okay, but they're not going to do that anymore. And here we get, let's follow it through. We're getting the bauxite. The bauxite gets crushed. It mixes with some brine, and we should get some hydrated alumina. Hydrated alumina is here, plus some fuel gas. Then we'll get some nice alumina here. Also, there's another nice little cute thing. You can see each of these are producing 6, so that's 24 carbon dioxide, which we will keep in mind. And this goes over here. So that means we have now 24 for each column. So that's 96 carbon dioxide we need to get rid of. We could just vent it, but we could also use it for something more advantageous. Then it goes over here and becomes alumina, and we have the first little bit of alumina coming in, and we should get that one out. Then the 96 continuous carbon dioxide goes in here, and that doesn't quite become 6, but it becomes like 4 of these, and it helps. It's not much, but it helps a little bit to supplement. So we basically take the carbon dioxide, recycle it back, and becomes graphite. And this one should really stop complaining. And there, well, that's pretty neat to build. This is a pretty neat build, and of course, I mean, I'm gonna put it out there because that's how it goes. This is of course available to patron supporters. I think anyone who's following this series, you know it by now that every single one of my designs from every single one of my playthroughs, they are available as for pickup for patron supporters. Also save games, so if you want to just play along with the base and just see what's going on and just, yeah, tweak and figure out if things are built correctly, then you can also just download the save game. Anyway, back to topic at hand. What we're going to do now is we are going to go over here, add some more stuff on the bus. If we look at the beginning here, in order for us to make a rocket, we need some composite panels. It doesn't actually say, but we know this. When we need to launch rockets, we also need some spaceship parts. So spaceship parts, station parts comes from composite cores. Composite cores comes from composite panels. Composite panels is something we need both for rockets and for station parts. So this triad, I guess, is what we need, but we also need chemical fuel. If we look at chemical fuel, it has but two purposes, and that's just the replacement station part here, basic station part, or advanced station part, which is much later. So we need a little bit of chemical fuel, not much, and the process is pretty simple. It needs ammonia and it needs fuel gas. So do we have a place where we have ammonia and fuel gas? Yes, we do actually have a place where we have that. So that's not going to be on the bus, but that's going to be down here, because we actually have an excess amount of ammonia here. Ooh, look at that. So we want the ammonia that we are producing here to flow in and become fertilizer as fast as possible. And we are always seem to be struggling. We are finally getting better here. This is also a chemical plant, so this will be that. And how much are we producing here? 8. So if we produce 16, that's definitely enough for now. Whether it'll be enough later on, I do not know. Okay, there's no excess junk here, so I can actually just make it that way. Yeah, this is definitely better. Let's fire this up and see. It's much smoother, and it comes in at a much nicer range. Here we get the alumina coming in. It's gonna take a while, but it's not really using much. So it takes 16 here, and then it goes out here and gets it into that box. So this is pretty easy, and we have just usual more mines that are not gonna be here. This is just a continuous procedure of just tapping more of the gold mine here. There we go. That's more gold mine coming in. Chemical fuel, aluminium, and hydrogen is always the same. It's always high. And we are just gradually trying to fill in this one with concrete or with blocks. So next thing we want to do is let's start working on a design for station parts. So let's start the way we are always going to start this, and then kind of deviate it from here. We're going to start with one of these, and that will be going over here. So we want, not that, station parts. There. So 4 station parts come from 8 composites. 8 composites is coming over here. And that will be there. That's a direct insertion, and then it gets from 16 panels. If we look over here, then 16 panels is a little more expensive. That is steel that we have on the bus, and it's a lot of alumina, and then some plastic, and then we get the composite panels. Right, but the composite panels also needs to go out in a box. This one does not need to go in a box. So what I'm going to do is take direct insertion here, direct insertion here. However, we also need this to go out somewhere. So that's this will also be way overscaled. And here's the thing. Do I want it to send it up? Because as part of this design, I really need to think about where I want to make my space station or space launching. The space launching thing will be, we need an assembler. And I'm kind of thinking about making it maybe in this corner here. Okay, so here are 4 inputs. If I look at that one, that requires panels, steel, and green circuits. If I look at this, panels, steel, green circuits. So the 3 things this one need inbound is also the things that this need inbound. So having it somewhat aligned with the inbounds here into this is not a bad idea. Then it'll come out here and start driving. Let's see. This is on the outside. Okay. And then I will need to get into a couple of rocket silos. I'll build it like this. And then I want one more down here, which obviously means we have to cut a corner on this one. At least a corner for now, but potentially something more later. And let's kill that. And this one as well. There. This will mean that it'll go in here and it'll go in there. I could make this just fit a little bit better, right? There. That is minimum distance we can have it. Yes, good. That will go straight in here or go down here. We're starting to build one, but we need to keep that in mind. So this will also need oxygen, hydrogen, and water. And then it needs the inputs for the station parts. Oh, look at that. Station parts could get down there. See? This is why I probably don't want this one here, but actually want it in the other side. So I'm going to build a couple of these. We are going to get this inbound here. And no. Like that. And that will do the same here. And the same here. And it will be the same here. Here. And the last one. Yes, I think this is going to be what we want. And I actually now think it'll be slightly different. Because I'm thinking I want all of these consolidated into a single location here. There. So this consolidates in here. And then it goes out into middle. Come on. No, it's not there. I want it in here. There we go. And here. Because then I can also do that one. Will be then the output. Plus the 2 other things here. Then we'll get level 1, 2, 3. Which we can then take down here. And feed it into this location. Yes, this location. Alright. That is going to be a challenge. I really wish these 2 were on top of each other. Can I do that? Yeah, I can. That actually looks much nicer. Yeah, let's move this over here. So let's continue on this one here. This will now be our station parts here. Station parts. Basic though. And this will be our panels. They are composite panels. They are here. Those are the ones we want to keep. And we want to sort of lead them down here. And what are we getting in here? We are getting the chemical fuel, which is somehow a solid thing. And usual things there. And the other one was solar panels, which we just built a long time ago and just have left around. I was actually considering taking them out, but now I'm really happy that I did not do it. And now I can pretend that it was always on purpose, that I kept them there and built them and whatever. Build up a stockpile for it. So that's here. So that will get us that one working. Then we just need the composite panels. That means we need the composite panels, which we're getting from here. We get some steel and we get some green. So those are... Steel is here and green is here. And we keep those small ones when possible. And it actually fits perfectly, right? And that's going to be at level 1, and you're going to be at level 2. Then the question... Oh, right. Here. The question becomes, should I then have it a little bit faster? I think so, because I'm going to get them further away. Also over to the next one, and I don't want it to be super slow, so we'll keep that. I'm just going to keep that here. This will be at level 2. Yeah, so now we have the 3 things we want as well into making rockets, so we can have a continuous production of rockets. This one will have some aluminium and some steel. So again, the steel. Okay, I'm going to take you over here, and then I am going to get you there. And then I can take the other steel over here. Right, so that is... Yeah, here's a new one. That'll be the aluminum here. That'll pass through, and that will go in here. This needs to be a level 2 belt. Whoops. In there. In there. And we need plastic as well, so we'll have a plastic box. We'll just take one existing plastic box since it's already there. This was something we only have in... Ooh, yeah, that's not great. Well, it is. I'll just keep this at level 2 then. There. And then you here. This will... not need to be very fast. That goes in. More depleted uranium. That's kind of always the case. Just regularly every hour or so I have to add more depleted uranium here. We'll just be there, there, and there. That should get us something happy for a little bit. Oh, we don't have Unity for it. Pfft, whatever, they'll build themselves. And back to this part. So, do we have everything we need? Yes, steel. Okay, so now we need to hook it up to the bus. And that also means that I need here. This one I have left empty. This is where we had electronics 1. I will use this for our aluminium here. I'm consistently mixing between aluminum and aluminium just so that everyone will get pissed off. Perfect. There. And then I need to figure out a way to get there, and then we'll set the other one as well. Okay, so let's fire this up. Just set the whole thing up now. And I will also build... well, no. We are short on Unity for everything. And that one, and that one. And then I can also see... this is almost done with the concreting. So let's start with more concrete. This time we're going to do reinforced concrete. And make this... This is not necessary, by the way. This is just something I feel is appropriate to do this one. There we go. So now we can delimit what it is actually doing. I'm actually kind of interested in that concrete down here. I want to remove that because that seems weird. Alright, so this is getting built. This is a 1200. Wow. Okay, well, it's a big thing. Once it's done, we can start working on this, which will be getting in here automatically. Yeah, and we start seeing chemical plants. Oh, it's slow. Chemical plants. This will get in here. We're just a little bit busy. And this one, the solar cells will come in here. The electronics will come in automatically, and the steel will come automatically. The plastic will get there eventually, and the aluminum is coming in. So let's have a look. And while these ones are building, this is the reason why they're so busy. Oh, actually, I shouldn't build both. Well, I guess I am. I still have 3,000 of this left, so it's fine. We'll build both. We don't really need both of them right now, but we need one of them. And this is almost done. And we are starting to see, well, this is the first bit of steel, the first bit of green circuits. They will just fill in on this belt and just, yeah, just flow. And we are not getting the panels. Okay, and the question would then be, which ones should I prioritize? Should I prioritize these out here, or should I prioritize this? And right now I'm just going to be like, average it out. We're going to get a little bit of all of it. And because I want some... Oh, this one should also be going in. This should actually be going in here. I don't know if I need a big box for this. I don't think I do. So this will again... Oh, this is probably a bigger one of these. So, like this. Yep. And this does not need to be fast, but it needs to go in here. And over here, and over here, and direct in, right? There. So the first one will only send basic parts to space. Sounds good. And then we'll say, and the other one will then be later on for crew and crew supplies, which we will absolutely get. Oh, we don't have enough people here. All right. I upgrade you. I can't upgrade you with Unity. So we need something there. What? Okay, it's getting a little out of hand here. This one will then be paused because I don't need that. So we have 6 people remaining. Good. Well, that's just barely enough. Okay, so what are we going to do here? We're going to do deliveries. The only thing we can deliver is spaceship parts. So that's good. And this one, we can build a spaceship. We can actually make it repeatedly do spaceships, which means it'll build and send them into each one of these. I'll probably not do this one. But then after that, it will just build one and be sort of making it ready. And all of this is working now. All the belts are saturated, and these ones are just chugging along at a very slow rate, but they are chugging along. So the last one we need water, we need oxygen and hydrogen. The way that I want to do this is I want to take the oxygen out, or the water out here, and use that as our baseline. So since we have a water line here, we can just lead it in. And that will be probably the easiest to see. This is, yeah, let's do a level 2 pipe. Well, I'll take this at level 1. I'm gonna get something in here. Let's take it level 2 because I want to make sure that I can drive underneath it. And that will go straight into... that one. How is this so weird? Yeah, why does it go to the backside? Silly. 1, 2. From here. Nope, it should appear to be here. There we go, much better. And this one will also be hooked up to here. Right, next is going to be... we want some boxes ready for this. I'll put a box here, I'll put a box here, and that will be oxygen and hydrogen. Hydrogen here and oxygen here, because I can end with an electrolyzer. There, electrolyzer 2. Do this. Get inbound, and so here's the thing. This will produce quite a lot of oxygen, not a lot of hydrogen. So this one, I don't want to get anything inbound. I don't want to take anything outbound. This one, I want to top it up with whatever we get from sort of the normal supplies, but it'll be primarily getting from here. There. So that should be it. And then I'll go 1, 2, 3. All the way over and then in. Good. And then the next one. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's going to be at level 4. And that will go into here. Perfect. Very nice. Very nice. I think this should be all we need in terms of getting all the rest of it in. This one is, let's see, what's going on? Oh, it's because the rocket is not built yet. But it is now. Perfect. Okay. And I have not set it to auto launch. This one has gotten all the resources in automatically. Looking very nice. And then I do want to take a save game before we launch the first rocket, because you know it's gonna look nice when we launch the first rocket, because that will actually get us the victory screen, even though we're not done with this game just yet. Still lots of tech to go, still some cool things that I really want to explore. We don't even have like medical supplies too, which we need, and a crude station. Then I'd also like to get space science. Then we get better rockets. Then we get some space probes, and then we can. This is the ultimate thing: the asteroid landing thingy booster, whatever. Really, really interesting. And then we have all of the infinite science and the fast breeder reactor as well. So that's definitely something. And this one will automatically start working again. Good. So all we need to do now is just hit this one. And then we'll see what happens. Waiting for payload. There's payload. Oh no, there is no payload because we have to go to this new overlay. See, there's an overlay here. Space station. And then we say deploy station. Then it says 40 are inbound. Whee! Here we go. It's even, we can launch rockets during the rain. Oh, why did that blink for power? Let's pretend we didn't see that. Oh, no one's seeing that. Nice. And then we get the credits roll, but we're not quite done. I think this the most impressive thing is like Marek and Philip, 2 people building this game. This is a massive game, and of course, like there's a lot of extra people, but this is their vision. 600,000 plus lines of code. How much vibe code? No vibe code. At least not initially. Who knows what's in there now? I don't know. I have no idea. So, yeah, congratulations. And it says, like, tons of stuff to do. All right. This will build another one here. We'll just get another row of nuclear power on board. So, what happens now is that this one continues to work. Then we get it over here. When we get that over here, then we will launch again, and then we'll get the other 40 for the spaceship or the whatever it is, space station, and then we'll see that. That's going to be our objective. So let's wait for another rocket to launch. Now we are getting the next rocket inbound, and this is coming in. It's backing up, and it's driving straight into the first one. Funny how it goes. Oh, it goes like to the center of that one, and then it goes in. We're going to need to pave this area, right? And as we get there, then we should get the next rocket launch enabled. It'll count down, and we'll of course also disable the countdowns at some point. Then we'll see how that goes. And it'll fill up. So only when the rocket is there will it start filling up with fuel. That makes sense.
5, 3, 2, 1, liftoff.
Oh, that was quick. Oh, right, because we're running at 3 speed. 5, 3, 4, 2, 1, go. And we're gonna go up here. This is en route, and then we'll see what happens. Bling! We have a little space station. Woo! So now it needs maintenance. Yay, maintenance! And the way it works is that it will get station parts, the basic station parts in, and it currently has 9 remaining, and it uses 0.25. So this will be 40 months of operation, and then the idea is that when we then unlock, which I'll mean that I'll stop whatever I'm doing now and start working on this tech. There. So now this is going to be our main tech, the crude station. That's the one. Is that a cheap one? Or yeah, it's a very cheap one comparatively, right? We can't see with the other ones, but this one is 11,000 and this one is only 5,800. So 5,000. So this goes a lot quicker. Good. What will happen is that now it says to auto launch, and that means it's waiting for a rocket. When the rocket comes in, it'll actually go here, and then it'll go up and send up some more materials so that we have overflowed, and then it'll wait. And that means we can actually get to a steady state situation where rockets are built automatically. They're only requested when there's an idle space launch facility. The space launch facility will just get ready, and then it will only launch when there's a demand for base. So it's all demand driven, which is really nice. So you don't sort of end up with too many rockets or have to go back and click manually for the rockets. So we have now our rocket technology ongoing. It's not much, but it's something. In the next episode, we are going to do a crewed mission. That means we need a crewed station. This is not as simple as it is because we don't have food packs, we don't have medical supplies, we don't have the crew. We also need to figure out all the other things. And then there are other things that are just not quite up to speed. You can see copper is not great because we're in the process of sort of migrating over to the new copper location. So there's still like a lot of infrastructure in the background to do, as well as this area here. In the next episode, I might also start looking at something which I just want to show you, just to nightmarish. This location is the only place on the map that has titanium. So yay, titanium. You can also trade for it with contracts, and they're pretty good contracts, but it's pretty far. So I'm thinking maybe we should make like a gigantic bridge from here and land it over here, so we can set up some kind of operation over here that yeah, so we can start the mining and then bring it all the way back on this train line, and then we'll have a somewhere location, maybe here, where we actually make the titanium alloy, which is needed for late game. So still more things to go. So thank you very much for watching. Remember, blueprints are available to Patreon supporters as well as save games. I'll see you guys in the next episode, or maybe on Twitch stream, where I'm also streaming it until Shapes 2 comes out next week. Until then, take care and stay effective.